I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shit on my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and woo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo. Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare, I'm a line but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Yeah, I hope you ready for the comeback. Steve Nash, I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback. Yeah, yeah, I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you ready for the, yeah, I see it's time. Press play on the tape, no rewind. No delay, put it all on the line. Only going up, ain't no room for the climb. Meet me at the top, or you won't ever see me. I'm making dreams come true like a genie. I'm making moves soon, you gon' have to king me. Checkmate, crown, you gon' have to bring me. Ain't no other way. Up next, then I'm putting you away. Yeah, maybe another day. Give me a trophy, I'ma put it on display. Hope you ready for the comeback. Steve Nash, I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback. Yeah, yeah, I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you're ready for the. I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback. Yeah, yeah, I think it's time for the comeback. Yeah, I hope you're ready for the comeback. I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you're ready for the comeback. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also sometimes earlier in the day at I don't know, 10:30 p.m. a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know when we were live this morning, guys. But what is going on, Mafia? Thank you all for tuning in to today's live stream. We got an amazing show for you guys tonight as Bitcoin has gotten a little bit of a dumpski to the downside, guys. Is this the break of that range, or as we are just finally starting to get a little bit of a pump here, are we about to break back into that range and come back up to that value area high? Seems to be the same exact question that we had this morning. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I am in a scalp long and was, I believe I went over that in this morning's live stream. And that thing was just going sideways. And then finally we got this move to the upside. It is finally in profit. And now we are knocking on the door to the bottom of our previous range. Are we going to be able to break it? Now, I know everybody's freaking out. Oh, my God, the NVIDIA earnings. Is it going to dump us? Now, if you guys have been paying attention to that, I believe the earnings did come out positive. So, you know, I wouldn't have been surprised if they came out bad, the NVIDIA earnings, if the NVIDIA earnings did come out bad, it probably would have affected Bitcoin. However, they did come out positive, I believe, and now Bitcoin is getting a little move to the upside. So we're going to be breaking down all the price action, guys. We're going to be answering all those questions on tonight's live. Shout out to Golden. Bro, unbelievable. We're not even 30 seconds into the stream here, and he's already gifted 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. You're the man. I appreciate you, and I'm forever indebted to you. Shout out to you. Drop that golden emoji if you just got a Frankie Candles membership. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with Golden, Golden is one of our amazing community members that literally gives everybody memberships. If you don't have a membership and you hang out around here long enough, you will wind up with one. But shout out to Golden. We also, let's see who else we got in here. We got Joe in the chat. We got No Limit in the chat. What is going on? We got Crypto Tweak, Martina, Dave P, not to be confused with Dave D. Speaking of Dave D, shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. We got Multi-Sig Dummy in the chat. Overcome in the chat. Nico. Let's see who else. We got Dave Green, Wayne C, Al Jr. We got Edward V Sun, not to be confused with V Slim, one of our absolute OGs of the CandleMafia. B Rad Crypto. Speaking of OGs, what is going on? And last but not least, we got Jay Gilly. We got Origin Trader, Daddy's Home, Nikki94, Boo, and George. Shout out to George. Shout out to George from Cryptos R Us, too. But, guys, shout out to the Mafia. Thank you all for being here. We got some interesting stuff to look at here on the charts. So, without further ado, smash that like button, and let's get into the charts. Here we go. So, here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart. And as you can see, we got a little bit of a breakdown from the range today, earlier today. Got a breakdown out of this range, and the question is, are we going to get a bounce? What is giving us this move to the upside? And is it going to be sustainable for a move back up to the high of the range? Or is it more likely to get a breakdown of this range and come down to some of our lower targets? Hey, shout out to Alt F4. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here again. I appreciate that super chat. He says, sup. I don't know if that's like an abbreviation for something or if he's just saying what's up, but shout out to Alt F4. But if you guys are going to hit Alt F4 on your keyboards, do it after the stream, I will say. But shout out to Alt F4. Thank you for being here, bro, and thank you for that super chat. But Mark Dutch in the chat. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I think Mark knows why I'm laughing. Guys, are we going to get this bigger breakdown? Now, we do have some, not worrying, but we do have some bearish signals popping up on the chart, and we were looking at these earlier today, and it all starts on the 4-hour time frame with our money flow coming to the downside. Now, this could potentially indicate that we are going to get a sustained downtrend here down to some of our other key levels of support, which obviously, if you guys have been watching the live streams recently, you will know that our key level of support is sitting down here at about $50,000, coming all the way down to about $49,720, where we do have a naked daily level. Let me actually just go ahead and pull that daily level onto the chart. Bada boom, grab that horizontal ray, and there we go. We will label that daily, and there we go, right? So you have this daily level, that golden pocket retracement, as well as your point of control from this previous area of consolidation. This is the level we've been looking at for quite some time on the channel, so I'm not going to cover it too much, but this is going to be that next key level to the downside, and guys, we did actually, I want to talk about this bounce just a little bit, because the reason I was willing to enter this trade, simply what happened here, right? Because to understand where we're going, we have to understand how we got here. And simply put, we got the breakdown of the range, and we actually did wind up getting some swing failure patterns down here. We actually got 2 of them. We got one from the wick low down here at about, shout out to wick 589. We got one swing failure pattern here at the wick low, sitting at about $50,638. This was a long setup that we were looking at in the premium Discord. I am in that scalp long. It's up about 10% right now. I think it's closer to 9% if I'm being completely honest. I am in that position, and now at this point, guys, we are knocking on the door to some key resistance, which is the previous value area low of the range, and if we are able to get re-accepted back into this range, we could look for a move up to that point of control, which is sitting at about $51,800. Now, I am being a little bit more careful with the longs right now for the simple fact of money flow on the 4-hour coming to the downside, as well as some other bearish signals that we are seeing on some of the higher time frames, guys. We are starting to see on that 2-day, we are starting to see that red dot pop up. Now, this has just recently printed, and this is something that we've been kind of anticipating. This red dot on the 2-day could be the thing that gives us that bigger pullback. So this, and again, this is not some kind of like massive bearish sign. Oh my God, we're going to zero. Frankie Candles is super bearish now. That is not the case, right? Not, at least not as of yet. As you guys know, we are basically looking at the charts in terms of this macro volume profile on the Bybit chart. Let me go ahead and hide some of this local TA real quick just to clean up the actual price action here so you guys can see what you're looking at. So obviously, guys, our next major target to the upside is still that value area high at 54.4. However, with money flow coming out, as you know, although we are still potentially anticipating this move up to these levels, you know, we were talking on yesterday's live stream about how a local pullback may not be out of the question with our significant key level of support sitting down here at about $47,333, which is a key level for one major reason, and it is the POC of this macro range from the bull market, right? So obviously we went from the low, hopped above whatever level this is. I don't have it labeled right now. But once you hop above that value area low, guys, you are looking to get a move up to that POC. Oh, this is the point of control of the Bitstamp range, right? Because obviously, when you come on over to the Bitstamp range and we pull that macro volume profile, it does wind up giving us a slightly different POC down here at 34.4. So that is what that line is here on the Bybit chart. Let me actually just label that just so when we run into it next time, we know. Bitstamp POC. And then we definitely do not need this to be that big. So there you go, right? So we hop above that value area low, and then we are expecting price to gravitate towards that point of control of the range, which again is sitting on Bybit, was sitting all the way up here at 47.3. We held the low, went right up to that POC, got the rejection, and then eventually came back up and went for that value area high. We have not tapped it yet, but if we do get that shorter term pullback based off the 4-hour money flow, as well as that 2-day red dot, and to be quite honest with you guys, we actually have red dots looking to print on a lot of these higher daily time frames. Not higher, I guess medium to higher daily time frames between the 3-day, the 4-day, the 5-day, even the 6-day and the weekly have the VWAPs rolling over. And if we did get red dots here, this would technically be a bearish divergence, but it's a little bit too soon to tell. Now, coming on over to the weekly, you can see VWAP is also rolling back over. But remember, guys, what we are looking at to try to predict where price is going to go in the longer term, you have to keep an eye on the money flow, as that indicates the long-term trend. And then the red and green dots oftentimes indicate those short-term pullbacks and or the ebbs and flows in the market, as I like to say. With money flow coming out, this red dot on the weekly does not have me super nervous for a gigantic break to the downside. However, it does it is going to potentially, once it prints, give us some kind of pullback. So key levels of support as of right now in the local, guys, is going to be that point of control, again, 47,333. And then obviously, if we pull back up our local TA, bada boom, this is the long position I am in right now, and we will just go ahead and hide these positions real quick to clean up the chart, and then we will pull our volume profiles. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. So yeah, really fighting to get back above this range, guys. We flip back above that range. Next target going to be that POC, as I just said. But again, we have to be careful of potential rejections to the downside here based off that money flow. So if we do wind up getting a bigger move down, I will be looking at some very key levels. POC, being very, 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 very cautious at this point, guys. Only for the sole reason that we have our golden pocket and our POC in perfect confluence here. So if we were, and there are actually a couple different levels if we pull this up a bit. Actually, interesting, this old SFP level, I can get rid of that. We do not need that. But these are kind of the two next levels of resistance I would look at if we do get a continued local bounce, which I do not think is impossible, because not only did we get a swing failure pattern of the, not only did we get a swing failure pattern of these wick lows, however, guys, if you take a look at the 4-hour VWAP, you can see we are about to print the green dot on top of the fact that on the 15-minute, we are just starting to get that 15-minute money flow crossover. And as you guys know, shout out to Dave Digital said, did you steal my trade, Mr. Candles? Oh, no. My EP lower? My EP lower? My EP? Extra potential? Shout out to Dave Digital. What does EP mean? He speaks in riddles. His name is Dave Digital. He speaks in riddles. BTC to $11. Shout out to Oracle Altcoin Corey, or Daddy Zach, as we like to call him. Thank you for that super chat, bro. He says BTC to $11. I mean, hey, send it there. We'll cash in on the way down, Daddy Zach. Let's go. Send it. Make that call to Satoshi, and send this thing to 0. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and extra potent. shout out to Mark Dutch. Entry price. Okay, I assumed you meant entry, but EP. Entry price. Yeah, that's actually a good call. Who said that? Shout out to shout out to Marcus. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here. So not only did we get the swing failures from down here at these wick lows, but we have that 4-hour green dot and that 15-minute money flow crossing over into the green at the same time, which, as you guys know, when you get those sister time frames being the 4-hour and the 15-minute in confluence with the 4-hour green dot and the 15-minute money flow coming up at the same time, it could give us a little bit of extra confidence to hold that trade and expect a little bit bigger of a move up. But also understanding that the 4-hour money flow, right, this 15-minute money flow is not as reliable. The 15-minute money flow is not as strong of a signal as the 4-hour money flow. So again, in the more medium term, the reason I am being careful of this lower high potentially coming in at this POC golden pocket or 786 value area high is because of that 4-hour money flow, right? But locally, there is reason to potentially hold this trade, especially now that we are starting to just peek our head over that value area low. If we're able to hold above this level, no guarantees, but if we are able to hold this level, guys, it is going to be, in my opinion, more likely than not that we at least get a move up to that POC. And then obviously we do have that bearish plan because, to be quite honest with you guys, my bigger trades, I am not interested in any bigger trades until we come down to these levels, right? Because right now, this is kind of how I'm handling my trading plan, right? I am simply scalping the range, right? Looking for the scalp longs from below the value area back to the value area high, looking to short the value area high back to the low, and then, so on and so forth, right? Just scalping this thing for everything it is worth. But really not looking at any bigger trades until we come down to this key level, because when I sit down at the charts and I look for those key levels, guys, or the most likely, the levels with the highest likelihood of a reaction, basically what I'm looking at is key level here at 50K, this zone, right? And then the $54,400 value area high. These are where I'm looking for my next major trades, right? Other than that, we're just fiddling around with that range, trying to scalp it for every dollar it's worth. So, if you watch these live streams, you will know what my trading plan is, and you will know, this is what we've been looking for. And my plan has simply not changed. And I know a lot of people may be confused. I mean, I don't know, but I assume some people may be curious to understand, because we've been looking for this value area high, and that is still the case, guys. I am still eventually looking for this value area high to get hit, but that 4-hour money flow could indicate that shorter-term pullback. Same thing we were looking at yesterday, could indicate that shorter-term pullback first. Down to this key level, if we lose this $50,000 daily golden pocket, point of control confluence here. If we lose that daily level, 786 is your next key level at 49,268. And then once you lose that level, guys, to be quite honest with you, the next level I'm going to be looking at is basically the point of control of the buy bit range at 47.3, right? Now, with that being said, if we go ahead and pull up the liquidation heat maps, let's go ahead and pop that up right here, and we will pull up the, let's pull up the 3-month. Go ahead and run it. Shout out to Dark Crash, dropping those water glasses in the chat. You guys know I always keep it legit with the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water, which I now have in a white coffee cup. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Slava says Bears wrecked again. Shout out to you, bro. Let's go. Let's see. Tony D says, can you look at the Ovaltine chart? Somebody get this man out of our chat. Tony D asking for the Ovaltine chart. Tony D, you find me the actual chart for the company that makes Ovaltine, whoever it might be, and I will look at that chart for you 100%. I'll look at that for you every single day, Tony. But shout out to Tony D. If you did not know, Tony D is a gigantic fan of Ovaltine, if you can't tell. He's heavily invested. But Servando Estrada, what is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you as always. But you guys can see here, if we zoom in on the liquidation heat map here, you can see down here at about 47.3, not only do we have the point of control of the range, but very commonly, as we see with the points of control, as you know, price is the area where the most price was, or where the most volume was transacted. There's a lot of liquidity sitting down here, right? Because it is a high interest area where there is a lot of liquidity and a lot of trading interest, right? You have a lot of people probably looking to long the flip of this POC to support, which is why there is a lot of liquidity below it, because all of their stop losses are living just under that level. So again, if we lose this next key level, really the technical level that we would want to lose in order to look all the way down to these down to 47.3, is going to be the loss of the 786, right, at 49,261. Once you lose that, then we're looking down towards that POC where we know we have that liquidity sitting below. So these are, simply put, the next key levels I'm looking at. So to simplify it, POC at 47.33. Next key level to the downside is at $50,000, and more specifically between $50,065 and $49,748. Understanding, that you do have your 786 sitting here at $49,275. But really, the saucy level is sitting right here at 50K. And then again, not really interested in those bigger shorts until we come up to that value area high. And again, you know, while we look at Market Cipher B, let's take a look at the daily really quick, because as we're looking at Market Cipher B, it is kind of more, in my opinion, guys, it is a little bit more it's kind of confusing at this point, right? We don't know if we're going to break up or break down, right? This is why we trade the range the way we do, right? Because right now, if we wind up breaking out of this range and coming up to that $54,400 value area high first, meaning before we break down, we are going to be long. I mean, not only, I mean, I'm also long from much lower, right? I'm still long from here, and I am also still long all the way from down here, right? So my longer swing longs or my bigger swing longs are still being held. However, just locally on this scalp, if we break up here, not only are my swing longs going to continue to pay me out, but this scalp long will essentially be taken from the low of this range, and we could just continue to get paid out. But if we wind up coming back up to the high of the value area and we get bearish confirmations, we can simply look for another short position, and then if we dump, we're going to be short from the top, right? So this is why we trade this way, because price always goes in, price ranges more often than it doesn't. You get an impulse, and then you get some consolidation. Let me zoom out here. So you get a move up. Whoops. You get to move up, right, or impulse, and then you get consolidation or range, and then you get an impulse, and then you get a range, and then you might get another impulse, and then you get a range. So 80% of the time you are in one of these ranges, and that's why we short the highs and long the lows, because again, we don't. The name of this game, guys, is not to assume or gamble on trying to guess which way price is going to go and just crossing your fingers and hope it gets there. But it is all about, in my opinion, or just due to my based off my trading style, is we just take advantage of the ranges, and then when it breaks out and leaves the range, you are oftentimes going to be long from the lower prices or long from the bottom, or if you break down, you're going to be short from the top. And then obviously we use these volume profiles to try to figure out where price will go next, right? And that's how we're able to get these, we just extrapolate these ranges, and then when price reaches them again, we know if we flip the value area low to support, we could fill the rest of the range. And that might be the simplest explanation of my kind of trading, my trading theories, right? The Frankie Candles trading system theory. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Edward, said, I love crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Shout out to Edward. I like that. A man of faith. Let's get it. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. No idea what Dave Digital is talking about right now, but he is saying happy birthday to Rob the Crypto Snob, so shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. And guys, show the mods some love in the chat. You guys know they help me out endlessly with this channel, so go ahead and smash that like button and drop some love in the chat for the mods. Shout out to Edward Baverhands. Let's see, just less often due to supply restrictions in the Netherlands. Shout out to Dave Digital. Still no idea what is going on there. But let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Dave Hagen. Yo, says Frankie Candles, Ovaltine equals ABF, traded on the London Stock Exchange. They also run pre-market. Yo, shout out to Dave Hagen, bro. Actually finding the Ovaltine stock. Tony D, show your boy Dave Hagen some love. Yo, that's too funny, bro. Johnny Jackhammer in the chat. What is going on, bro? But guys, as we see, we actually are starting to run here a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, we are starting to run slightly, coming up to our first key level of resistance. And yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. Once that 4-hour green dot prints, we might be able to get another little push to the upside. But we will come back. Yo, shout out to Tony D. Let's see. Rogan Reacts says, do you know how to read charts? I wish I did. I wish I knew how to read charts. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the lines confuse me. It's very, very difficult. This just looks like a complete... I don't know. I refer to Dave Digital for all of my chart advice. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Who's actually been crushing the trades lately. Shout out to Dave, bro. I see you out there, brother. All right, I hear volume profiles work. Yeah, Jay Gilly, I hear about volume profiles a lot too, but I just don't. Yo, Rogan Reacts said, I feel you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. These volume profiles seem to be, people call them crystal balls. I don't know why. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead. We will keep an eye on Bitcoin here as we continue to get this price action to develop. But real quick, I do want to creep on back over to Ethereum. And I'm going to do something here, guys. I'm actually going to share a premium chart here. Nothing really too secret here, but the reason I pulled this up is just because I have other levels on this chart that I don't have on the live stream chart. Nothing really super proprietary, no setups or anything. That wouldn't be fair for the people who pay for the premium. But this chart is very, very important to look at, right? Because what happened here, right? Remember, if you are new here, we were looking for this move to $3,000 and potentially even higher between 3,100 and 31,800. For very specific reasons, and I'm not really going to hammer it home too much right now, just because we have not. We've covered this so many times, but simply put, guys, we knocked on that value area low, and we knew once we wound up decisively flipping this level to support, we would likely fill the range closer to the POC and value area high at about $3,100. But that $3,000 was the $3,000 level was that first major target, and you can see we did wind up hitting that level. But simply put, obviously we have some other levels between where where that $3,000 level is and the 3,100 to 3,189 level. But, in the grand scheme of things, if we were to just get rid of all of this noise on the chart, right, and we were just looking at this as a volume profile, simply put, guys, even if we get rid of this weekly naked point of control, right, we look to flip this level, and we are simply just on our journey to potentially come up into our next zone, which is sitting at about $3,183 and $3,100, which is your POC and value area high. So based off those volume profile theories, those crystal balls that we like to talk about, we are going to be expecting those targets to potentially get hit. And I actually did see some, I did read an article this morning talking about there is a lot of Ethereum leaving the exchanges going into wallets, which is technically, not technically, but typically a bullish sign for Ethereum, being that when people are taking their Ethereum off of exchanges, it typically means they're moving them into, a lot of the times hardware wallets to hold them long term. It basically just not increases, but could signal the conviction people have to remove their Ethereum off of an exchange where you can easily panic sell it, right? If you were looking to hold your Ethereum for a short period of time, you're probably not going to take it off the exchange. You're going to sit it right there where you can just panic sell anytime you want. I don't recommend panic selling ever. But, this could be bullish for Ethereum. We obviously have the ETH ETF, which is going to be a potential bullish catalyst, right? And I think the article was just kind of talking about mostly about people taking their Ethereum off the exchanges. But there are a lot of bullish catalysts that could really fuel this move for Ethereum, bringing us up not only to these prices at $3,100, $3,200, guys, but potentially even higher. Could we see a $4,000, a $5,000 Ethereum by the end of 2024? If you guys are interested, mods, if you could drop my Ethereum update video that I posted about a month ago talking about our higher price targets for ETH. I would greatly appreciate it, and you guys can get my full thoughts and all my targets on Ethereum. And in that video, I think we were like hitting, I don't remember exactly where we were. I think we were just starting to tap this value area low, and then we were looking for a pullback, and then a final breaker here to fill this range, and we are seeing that exact thing happen. So shout out to the volume profiles. I don't say this to make it seem like I always know what's going to happen. We're wrong too. To be quite honest with you guys, I almost got stopped out of this Bitcoin scalp long, right? I came dangerously close to getting stopped out of this, right? But it's not a big deal, right? It's a small loss. Risk management is key, guys. The name of the game for trading, guys, is not get rich quick. If you are entering the trading space with the idea of getting rich quick, it is not going to work, I promise you. It is a get rich. I just saw a TikTok the other day of someone saying trading is a get rich slow game. And it's kind of the truth, right? Can you make a ton of money trading? Absolutely. Can you? Is the potential infinite? Basically, yeah. There is no limit to how much money you can make, and once you really figure it out, it is the most rewarding thing on earth. I can tell you that, but it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not something that is easy. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. There is a reason why you probably have not met many people who make money trading, right? It's not like you don't meet successful day traders every day out at the grocery store, right? I don't really meet anybody at the grocery store. I just kind of keep I just keep to myself. But there's a reason why, probably more people that work at a doctor's office or something than you do who are successful day traders actually doing this, right? And the truth is because not a lot of people have the discipline or the tenacity to really just push through all the struggles and the money that you're likely going to lose to learn how to trade. So With that being said, I'm not right all the time. I almost got stopped out this morning. I actually thought I was going to get stopped out, and I was like, this is a perfect lesson to talk to the Mafia about, because we've been doing really well lately, and it's just it's good to show the truth. When you lose trades, you have to show this, right? Because it would be unrealistic for me to just come up here and be like, I win all my trades, right? I don't know who would believe that, right? But I think there is a lot of people who would believe that. But that is just not what we're about here, right? When we lose trades, we lose trades. But we are right more than we're wrong, right? And the way we're able to do that, a big part of the reason why we're able to do that is because of the way that these volume profiles behave. And if you've been watching the channel, you know how to do this as well, for the most part, right? So with all that being said, targets remain the same. Taking a look at your daily time frame, you do have a red dot printing on your daily for Ethereum, which is not the case for Bitcoin, which is kind of interesting, to be quite honest with you guys, because, Bitcoin, if you take a look at Bitcoin, like Bitcoin is... you kind of had a red dot confirmed a while ago, and we are just getting rejected at the 0 line there, where ETH is a little bit more volatile. So you actually got a red dot and then a fake out green dot, and now you got another red dot. Technically, you do have a bear div here, but it's a little too local for me to put too much weight on it. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to keep the ETA very simple. We're looking for this high, right? Could we pull back? Absolutely. If we do pull back, what levels will I be looking at? Simply put, this weekly naked point of control sitting at 28.45 is going to be very, very key. If we do come back down, not only do you have this, but you also have the structural support from these highs right here, making it somewhat of a significant level to look at. And if we pull our Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high, you could see that you actually do have some significant confluence here with the golden pocket and that naked weekly point of control, right? So this, if you do continue to push down here, this would be a significant level to hold as support. But I want to be clear, right? Like, this is just local stuff. If we break this level, I'm not freaking out. In the long term, guys, really what you need to do overall is hold that value area low at 25.50 as support. As long as you're able to do that, the target will remain that POC value area high. If things change, I will be the first person to tell you guys, and I will let you know. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and see... Shout out to Tony D says, I always say, I wish I knew about Bitcoin in 12th grade. Then I remember how horrible my money management was at the time. 100% would have sold the entire bag the second it doubled. Shout out to Tony D. I have these same thoughts too, Tony. It's like, It's like, oh, man, if I knew about Bitcoin then, even if I held Bitcoin back in the day, which I didn't, but let's say, I was on the dark web or something, and I wound up finding Bitcoin somehow, and I'd be like, oh, man, I had 100 of those things. I wish I held them. There is no way you could have known this was going to happen. And here's the thing. People who sold their Bitcoin when it hit $100 might feel stupid now, but they are anything but stupid. There is no, if you got into Bitcoin when it was like sub $1, right, and you sold it and when it hit $100, that is like 100x on your money. That is never a bad idea to pay yourself in that situation, even if it is going to, 750 bazillion x, right? You got to pay yourself, because if you just wind up, keeping that kind of frame of mind, you're going to wind up just like holding everything until it goes to zero, right? There's no way to know. But yeah, I totally don't hold 700 Bitcoin from back in the day. Definitely not, guys. I'm kidding. I really don't. Anyway, shout out to Stupid Bitcoin said, I did just that with baseball cards and Hot Wheels. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many Pokemon cards I used to have when I was a kid. Some of them were probably worth a ton of money, and I probably traded them at school with my friends for useless garbage. I had no idea what was going on, but you can't kick yourself for the past. But let's go ahead and continue on. Jungle Boy says, I remember I used to buy it for $400 each. You used to buy Bitcoin for $400? Dang, that is early, my man. That is super early. Imagine going long at $1 on BTC. Shout out to Jay Gilly. I don't think they definitely did not have leverage exchanges at that time. But yeah, that would be lit. Long from $1, 50x leverage, 100x leverage. Gee willikers. All right, let's continue on, guys. This is what we're looking for for Ethereum. Red dot on the daily could push us down in the local, in the short term. But again, keeping these volume profiles. We like to keep things simple on this channel. I don't like to overcomplicate things too much. As complicated of a thing as TA is, we try to keep it as simple as possible. So obviously, we have charts that look like this with every key level that we're looking to trade, etc. But in the grand scheme of things, for holding, if you're looking to hold your crypto for a longer period of time, or not looking to day trade or scalp, looking at something like this, in my opinion, is probably your best bet, because it simplifies things. And then if Ethereum winds up getting like a 7% dump down to here, you're not freaking out, right? Because you're really looking at this as your key level of support. So there you guys go. There is Ethereum. Let's see. Peter Gorman says, I feel your pain, bro. I'm sure you're talking to somebody who said they bought Bitcoin super early and got rid of it. Let's see. Oh, no, you guys are talking about some kind of cards. Dark Magician is $25. All right, a mate of mine bought BTC at 6K, and I said, loser. Shout out to Wayne C. Yo, shout out to you, brother. All right, guys, think about it, right? If someone came up to you and told you they were buying something called Bitcoin, back in the day, you would have called them crazy, right? I would have been like, yeah, you're a lunatic. You're buying this weird, internet thing. It's so hard to, it's so easy to say in hindsight that, you would have held it. But, all right, let's continue on. Shout out to Hater Saeed says, Frankie said to spam the chat, so I spammed with candles and ARB. Let's go. Shout out to you. If you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what 3 altcoins we're going to look at tonight. And while we're waiting for that, while Rob is in his at his desk, counting up, typing on his computer, doing crazy calculations to figure out what else we're looking at, let's go ahead and take a quick look at Matic, which actually has gotten a bit of a pullback here. Now, I am still holding a portion of my Matic long that I entered down here at about, where did I enter this? Entered this at about, right here, I believe. 77 cents, I believe, was my entry. Got this nice roaring move to the upside. And what did we come up to, guys? What did we hit? Well, we hit that previous value area low. As you know, the setups on these altcoins are all very, very similar, where we are looking at those upper value areas. Ranges also, these value areas do move slightly based off what time frame you're looking at, or just where you have the range actually pulled from. But this is the next major level, guys, because this, this was a naked daily point of control, which actually, let me just change this setting a little bit. This does not need to be at font size 20. But we have this NPOC, daily NPOC sitting here at 103.44. And this was actually a key level we were looking at in the premium Discord in our live stream on Monday. And I was letting them know, hey, I closed a good portion of this trade. I believe I closed about 50% of this trade. And it's still up very, very big, right? Like I said, entry at 77 cents. But I did close about 50% of it, I think, on this high. And then we were looking for one more push to the upside before potentially looking to flip bearish. Let me see if I can pull this up. I believe this is the altcoin channel. I don't want to leak anything, any setups or anything that that wouldn't be fair for the people who pay for the premium. But what I will do is I can pull up some hindsight stuff. And yeah, this is, because this is pretty crazy. Let me just pull this up real quick. So you can see here, bada boom. We were looking for, this is a screenshot from the live stream, the premium live stream on Monday. I was looking for a next little push to the upside. You can see here we were getting a 1 hour green dot, or about to print a 1 hour green dot to push up into this naked daily point of control at 103.44. Why were we looking at this level? Simply put, the naked daily points of controls not only act as magnets, guys, but they are also very, very strong levels of resistance. So the fact that it acts as a magnet makes us anticipate that move up. And then the fact that it acts as strong resistance makes us analyze price action at that level to see if we get bearish confirmations to potentially flip short on Matic. I even said in that live stream, guys, if we get this set up, I might even flip short on Matic. And unfortunately, although I did take profit, we did get the exact setup, guys, on the exact level, 103.44, which is the level we have right here, right now. And you can see we wicked right up to that level. And what did we get? We got the exact bearish divergence, not only on the 1 hour, right, with the lower highs on your momentum waves, higher highs on price, into that key level of resistance with your money flow coming out. It was that exact short setup at that exact daily naked point of control. And we got a significant drop to the downside. I wish I could I wish I could just use this measuring shortcut without it messing up every single time. And we did get a nice 12% dump. And like I said, guys, no, I don't catch every single trade. Unfortunately, I did not get that short. But I was glad I was able to point it to everybody else's attention. Hopefully, some of the Mafia members were able to catch that. However, I was unable to catch that entry. But I am still holding a portion of my short. It's still up a few $1,000s. I think it's still up like $4,000 or $5,000. So totally fine to hold this a little longer. But with that being said, guys, we do have to start being a little bit careful because remember, I am a little bit taking a look at the weekly, right? Money flow has just crossed over into the green, but our VWAP may be showing signs of exhaustion, right? We are starting to roll over just a little bit here. So not expecting, this to like be super bearish for Matic or anything, but this thing has gone on an absolute tear, right? This thing has simply at least from my long entry, it's gotten a pretty big move up. So we were looking, that's why I'm not that surprised to get that big cool off at this key level of resistance. But in the medium term, if we continue down, guys, key level of support, 89 cents. If we wind up coming down there, getting a bounce, or whether we bounce from there or here, once we come back up, your real key level is that value area low, basically right where we rejected here. Also got a swing failure pattern of this wick right here as well. But if we do get a move above this value area low, that is the sign that we are likely going to see higher prices for Matic. Because back here, we did approach the value area. However, we got that rejection. But at this point, we didn't have the weekly money flow crossing over into the green, right? We come over to the weekly, right? We actually had a weekly money flow trending down at this point. But now money flow is crossing into the green, indicating the longer-term trend is likely to continue to the upside, meaning that at that time, when we get up here and flip this to support, as long as that money flow is still coming up, it is more likely than not that we will continue up through that range. Key resistance at $1.10 at the previous POC, and then the value area high would kind of be your macro target at about $1.28. So there you go. And a lot of these altcoins look very, very, very similar, guys. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Altcoin votes are in and being counted. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Said the altcoins for tonight. Thank you for that, Rob. Let me go ahead and pin that. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Alt F4. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. And shout out to the 950 people concurrently watching this live stream right now. Smash that like button. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, we will be giving away 5 Frankie Candles hats on Friday's giveaway. Let's get it. All right, let's see. Alt F4 says, you can just call me Alt, not my whole name, because I don't want to cause an issue. But Ondo coin, please. Shout out to Alt. Yo, bro, that's funny. People are like, what is Alt F4? Click. Shout out to Alt. I appreciate you, bro. Ondo, let's check it. Yeah, what is this? Oh, we're on stocks. Ugh. Anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. Oh, baby, look at this thing go. Yeah, what is this? Hang on, bear with me, guys. Let me see here. Bada boom. But let's take a look here. While I do some side research here on my other monitors, as we take a look here, 12-hour VWAP coming to the upside. So we do not have a lot of price history here on here, Alt. It doesn't mean it's a horrible thing. However, it does. Shout out to Lasers. Shout out to Laser420 says, how do I do cheaper leverage trading than Jupiter? My favorite exchanges, if you check the links in the description down below, obviously we will get, if you want to help support the channel, this will help us out. But my favorite exchanges are BingX, Themex, and we actually are testing out another exchange. We will be talking about that shortly. But I do like to put exchanges through their paces before we actually talk about them. But BingX is kind of a go-to for me. So you can check out BingX. Pretty cheap fees. I don't know what you're paying over on Jupiter. But yeah, you can check FrankieCandlesTrading.com as well. We have deals for all of our exchanges where you'll either save money on your fees or they'll give you a deposit bonus, which is basically like fake money. I don't know if I guess it's not fake money, but they give you a bunch of money that you could trade with. You can't withdraw that money, but any profit you make on that money, you will be able to withdraw. So it's just kind of like extra money for you to increase your position sizes. But check out the links in the description down below, or don't use our links. Just go to those websites. Those are the ones I recommend, and it will help us out. Just so you know, if you click those links, it will help us out. But it's a win-win situation. You save some money, you help us out, and there you go. It's all a happy family. Shout out to Tony D said, I think we should look at the NVIDIA chart. Yes, we will take a look at NVIDIA in just a second. But as we take a look here at Ondo, it's almost like Onda, Drake's favorite drink. But some people will get that, some people won't. But yeah, not a lot of price history here. Not bad. It does make it a little bit dicey to analyze. Not dicey, but just a little bit more difficult to analyze, if I'm being quite honest with you. But let me go ahead and see what I can do here. So yeah, in my opinion, we are hitting pretty interesting resistance here. This little pocket right here, these little fib levels right here. At about 39 cents and 37 cents. This is going to be a key level of resistance. Now, it does look like this is in price discovery right now, so we really have to rely on these imaginary fib levels, which isn't completely useless because obviously other people trading this coin are probably going to be looking at similar fib levels. That's why they get respected. You might be thinking to yourself, like, how is this acting as resistance if it's not a real level? And it's probably because there's tons of other traders that are looking at these same levels, right? Yeah, I would say if we break the level we're at right now, about 39,581 is going to be that next stop. Fresh green dot on your 4-hour would be a somewhat of a good sign. Checking in on Bitcoin here as we have come up and just tapped our little box of resistance here. Almost tapped that POC. Don't want to get sidetracked here, but I am also monitoring a scalp long trade, so I got to keep an eye on that somewhat. But as we take a look here, yeah, I would look, if you break up, I would look for 39,581 as your next key level. Now, if you do wind up coming down, I would, you could actually pull a volume profile. I would pull this as your volume profile. Key level of support, I would say, let me go ahead and pull a different fib here. From the low to the high. Yeah, 786. This is what I would watch. If you come back down, turn this blue for support, and then we'll just actually get rid of the, yeah. So this is what I would look for. If you get a bigger pullback, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell here with so little price history. If you get a big pullback, your real key level of support is going to be the value area, previous value area high at 26 cents, right? And if you pull up your VPVR, to take a look at where the volume is, you can see that is where most of the volume was transacted when you're looking at this entire chart. So obviously, if price, I don't want to say obviously, I know it's really not obvious to everybody. I don't mean to say that in a condescending way. I feel like it sounds like that. It's not how I mean it, but it's just kind of more of a filler word, to be honest. But if we do wind up coming down, you can see, right? Pretty big volume gap here. That's likely what caused that quick move to the upside. Remember, when you get into a volume gap here, it's typically where price moves quickly. And then when you get these high volume nodes like this is what kind of gets price to stick, right? That's why you see these ranges happening on these high volume nodes. However, if we wind up breaking back down, your key level of support, like where all that volume is starting, is basically at that previous value area high. So I'm actually going to extend this box a little bit higher right about here. So just visually, you can see, right? Like, I'm just going to move over here so it's more apparent. But, you know, if we get that rejection, you're probably going to, this little high volume node at 32 cents, probably going to give you a little bit of support. But once you lose that, your next real key level is really up here at about 29 cents, even a little bit higher. So, you know, maybe even make this an even bigger zone, right? Because this is a pretty macro level. So this is a big level. You do not want to lose this blue box. If you lose the blue box, you're likely coming lower. But as long as you can hold support on this, you could continue higher if you get a dump. But those are the key levels of resistance and support. 4-hour green dot, I would expect a little bit more upside in the local. 8-hour green dot also printing. I'm going to go down to that 30-minute time frame. Check out the money flow. Yeah, money flow crossed over into the green at the same time as that green dot on the 8-hour. Remember, guys, if you are using Market Cypher, this is one of the simplest strategies that, in my opinion, you could use if you're using Market Cypher. And it is the money flow crossing over on the specific time frames you have to use, right? But in this case, a lot of times we look at the 4-hour, the 15-minute, right? Those are two time frames we like to use. And then the 30-minute and the 8-hour are another pair of time frames we like to use. And when you get an 8-hour green dot printing like you do here, and then you get that 30-minute money flow crossover at the same time, oftentimes that is what starts the bigger move to the upside. We talk about this constantly. And look at this. This money flow crossover wound up giving you a 20% rip to the upside, right? Very similar to what gave me confidence, or not confidence, but a little bit of confluence to anticipate this long to play out, at least in some manner, because right as we were about to print this green dot on the 4-hour, we have our 15-minute money flow just starting to cross over into the green. So if that 4-hour green dot prints, we could anticipate this to play out a little bit more. With that being said, let's see. Check BTC USD 5 minute. I'm just going to do it just because I randomly saw that and I am already on the Bitcoin chart. There you go. Shout out to Joseph. I don't know exactly what you want to see here. Maybe you want to see market cipher. Maybe you want to see the money flow. Maybe you want to see my key levels. You could see that purple box was indeed respected as resistance, as it is the point of control slash golden pocket, I believe, golden pocket confluence. So there you go. So as of right now on Bitcoin, guys, if we hold support on top of this value area low, that is going to be key support. As long as we remain above this, we could continue to attack that POC and potentially come up to the high. But also keeping in mind that that 4-hour money flow looks pretty bearish, right? But I would like to see, as long as we don't get a rejection on the 0 line for this VWAP, as long as that VWAP crosses over and gives us a green dot, guys, we could likely at least come up a little bit higher. Shout out to Crypto Sammy. Thank you so much for getting that membership, bro. I appreciate you, man. Oh, hey, yo. Beginner Trading in the chat said, when will the spot ETF come? The spot ETH ETF come. Shout out to Beginner Trading. We dropped by and showed him some love to his channel. Shout out to Beginner Trading. John, I appreciate you for coming by, brother. Let's go. Hey, bro, I'm not going to lie. That check, you coming through flexing that check mark. Motivation, brother. Motivation. I appreciate that, man. He said, my guy, thanks for the donation, brother. Anytime, bro. I like your content. And listen, man, when I see other creators out there making good, like, honest content, you know, I mean, I'm sure you know, right, in the trading space, it can get kind of scammy. When I see someone out there, like, really putting in hard work and giving out good information, bro, I like to support. It's what our community is about. We like to support good people. And, bro, I don't know. I've never met you before, but you seem like a good guy, so I wanted to show some love. Shout out to you, brother. I really do appreciate you. ETH ETF, when will it come, brother? I will do this for you, man. Coming out here, I don't know when it will get approved. However, what I am more excited about, which I'm sure you're not too unfamiliar with, is the hype that is going to lead up into that ETF. I do see similarities between the hype on the Bitcoin ETF and now the ETH ETF, kind of giving that same amount of hype. And dude, shout out to you. If you look at these volume profiles, and Mafia, I know we've looked at this before, but I want to show Beginner Trading specifically here, brother. When we look at these previous volume profiles on Bitcoin, right? We were looking at very, very similar ranges. Guys, go check out Beginner Trading, by the way. Go check out his channel. He does focus on stocks, but really, really, really good content. Go check him out. Solid for sure. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. But when we take a look here, bro, I'll show you what I'm looking at, John. This is pretty cool. So we look at this macro volume profile. Or no, I'm sorry, not the macro volume profile, the May value area. So right here, if I go into bar replay mode real quick, this is what I'm expecting out of ETH and hoping for, right? As Bitcoin was tapping on this volume profile and we broke above that key level, which is the value area low of the range, we saw Bitcoin fill this range all the way up to the value area high, as I typically expect on the, kind of based off of how I like to trade. I like to see these value areas fill. They do more often than not. I'm sure you know this. But, as that Bitcoin ETF was fueling this move into this value area low, we expected that whole range to fill. And what we've been looking at on Ethereum is basically the same exact range from 2022. We had the all-time high, first big dump, first area of consolidation. That created the range. Bitcoin knocked on the door and then filled up to the value area high. And we've been watching the same exact range on Ethereum for quite some time, where you have the all-time high, first dump, first area of consolidation. We pulled that exact same range, extrapolated it, and Ethereum did the exact same thing as Bitcoin. We knocked on the door, and then we're about to fill that whole range. So it does look like it's happening the way we want it to. So I'm looking for a 3183 ETH, brother. And then who knows when that Ethereum ETF gets approved. But once we get above this value area high, if that hype continues, I have a video on the channel talking about higher targets, but yeah, we are. I'm pretty bullish on ETH this year. Not gonna lie. But shout out to Beginner Trading, man. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming back and showing some love back to us. I appreciate you. And guys, go check out his channel. He's got some really, really good content. If you're interested in stocks, we never really look at stocks. So if you guys are interested in that, I definitely recommend going and check him out. Shout out to Harry Potter. Said, Frankie, please check ARB for Saeed. He's dying. Okay, let's check out ARB. Shout out to Saeed. I didn't even see him in there. Usually I see people when they're dying for something. Shout out to Golden. Says 500 likes equals 50 more gifted subs or gifted memberships. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you for the super chat. And, bro, thank you for gifting the subs, bro. You're crazy. Shout out to Golden. Smash that like button, guys. And 550. Not only going to get a 50 more memberships, but you will get 5 Frankie Candles hats given away on Friday's live stream. But shout out to Harry Potter. Says, Frankie, please check ARB. We will do that right now. And shout out to JP Therese. Says, formula to 1000X. Get in early before the crowd and community development with great tokenomics and partners. Epico checks all the boxes. Don't be lazy. Shout out to Epico. I have nothing to do with them, guys. I'm just saying, do your own research. Maybe we could take a look at the chart. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and check out. Let's see. Beginner Trading said, thanks so much. Great channel. We'll try to tune in again soon, brother. Likewise, my man. I will see you soon, brother. And I appreciate you for stopping by. Let's go ahead and check out Arbitrum here, guys, as let's see what we got going on. Yo, shout out to the Duke. You all are awesome. True Duke. You're awesome, brother. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I can't take credit for the Mafia. The Mafia makes this channel what it is. I can't take credit for this channel because the Mafia makes this channel what it is. All right, let's see. Tony007 says, I'm here. What is up, Tone? Let's get it, brother. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. But take a look at Arbitrum, guys, on the daily time frame. Take a look at the weekly. Let's see. Okay, so I am going to take this. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to take this range here. And you can see this was pretty well respected as we deviate from the low, back to the POC, back to the high, deviation, back to the POC. And then right now we are rejecting the high. We have been accepted back into this range. And we will look a little closer into this in a second. Red dot confirmed. Yeah, still not. Take a look at the 5-day red dot printing, 4-day red dot printing, 3-day red dot printing, 2-day red dot confirmed. Yes, I would be careful with these red dots on the higher time frames, guys. Not that this thing is like just going to go to zero because of it, but this could just, this could continue us down to the bottom of this volume profile. But these would definitely be the key levels that I would be looking at. Number one, you obviously have your volume profile here with your value area high sitting at about $2.08. Your POC is sitting at $1.95, and your value area low is at about $1.71. So this is going to be kind of the range that I would be keeping an eye on. I'll highlight it just to make it a little bit easier to see. Bada boom. So yeah, I mean, as long as we remain within this range, guys, these are going to be the key levels that I am looking at, right? If we pull this fib from that low to this high, you can see we already got a bounce off that golden pocket. So this 786, this value area low / 786 confluence is going to be a very, very key level of support. So if you were able to get those higher daily red dots to push you down a little bit lower into that value area low 786, this could be where I may be looking for longs. Now, I don't typically trade ARB, so I may not actually be trading it, but this is where I would be looking for longs at the bottom of that value area low if we wound up getting there. Now, let me go ahead and see if we have any other key levels. And yes, we do. Golden pocket, yeah, these are definitely the key levels, guys. So you have a daily naked point of control golden pocket confluence here. Let me go ahead and turn off the indicators, right? So, yeah, there's nice confluence on this golden pocket. If you lose it, 786 is going to be key. And, yeah, those are really going to be the key levels, right? Like, could have got, I mean, probably too late to enter along here, but that would have been a nice little scalpable level. But take a look at the 4-hour, right? Very similar to everything else. Green dot is now printing. Are we getting it on Bitcoin yet? Yeah, it is, baby. Let's go. Green dot printing on Bitcoin now. Let's see if we can bring us back up to the top of the range. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But, yeah, on ARB, getting that 4-hour green dot, probably going to push you up a little bit more here. Now, obviously, we have this volume profile as context. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in a folder, and I'm going to label it high time. I guess, yeah, we'll do macro macro value area, right? It's not a bull market value area, but it is significant, right? Now, if we come down to a lower time frame, let's come down to the 1 hour. One thing I would note here is taking a look. I would pull. This is a wonked out profile to be. Actually, not really. Slightly. I don't know if I love that range. I like this one better. Bada boom. Okay, so if you do wind up continuing up here, guys, I would be cautious. Of some of these levels. Let me see. Okay, so your next significant zone of resistance, in my opinion, is going to be right here, right? So we'll turn that purple for resistance. Bada boom. There we go. Yeah, so watch out for the golden pocket, 786. Value area low confluence here. Definitely going to be key. Wouldn't be surprised if you had a daily MPOC in there as well. Bear with me. Yeah. So, and we don't. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So, yeah, let me come down to the 45-minute. So, yeah, if we do continue up here, guys, in the shorter term, I'd be looking at this profile as well, right? So, if you get up here, ARB pushes up. I would be very, very, very careful of rejections here. But once you get above that 786, I'd look for a move to get accepted back into this range. And then once that happens, simply put, you have the context of the range to kind of give you that guidance into where price is going to go next. So there you go. That is, let's take a look at the lower time frames. 1 hour money flow trending to the upside just a little bit here. No, 2 hour. That's a 2 hour. 1 hour money flow kind of Yeah. 15-minute money flow just crossing over into the green. But in general, guys, right, that 15-minute money flow crossing into the green here, that could be nice. Very similar to Bitcoin, right? Just looking to approach that previous value area. You were in the range, you broke down. Now you're looking to reapproach that value area and get back into that range. However, yeah, 4 hour money flow is already in the red, so you got to be careful here. That's what I would expect. I would expect something like this at this moment, right? Come back into here, potential rejection. If you flip the 786, I'd look for up. So this is the if this, then that. If this, bearish reaction, bearish confirmations, look for the dump. Flip the 786, hold it as support, look for a big move up. Or not big move up, but a bigger move up to fill the range. There we go. Shout out to Cosmin. Shout out to you, bro. Said, whoop, whoop. Goes bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Dave Digital says, I would give you a link, but my wrench is actually fake. Yo, David Digital, bro. There's something about, like, the honesty of that message. You were just like, it's like you're genuinely trying to help someone. You're just like, yeah, but this wrench won't work. Shout out to Dave Digital, bro. You're like one of my favorite human beings alive, man. All right, let's continue on here. Creighton C says, new token, awesome-o, checks all the boxes. Developed by Eric Cartman, CEOs, Butters. This thing is a home run. It's truly awesome. Ooh, I totally didn't make this up to scam money. Shout out to Creighton C. We appreciate you. If you guys don't know, Creighton C is the police, the officer of the CandleMafia, making sure that CandleMafia stays safe and keeping everybody away from those scam coins. Obviously, Awesome-O is not a real coin, and Eric Cartman did not actually develop it. Shout out to Creighton C, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you even more for keeping the Mafia safe. We got 12 big. GRT is straight mooning, testing me. Well, come on, 30. Let's see. Let's pull up GRT, and let me just get an eye on. Okay, so Matagi, Jasmine, AVAX. Okay, so Jasmine, AVAX, and Link will be next. Take a look at the. Oh yeah, look at this thing. Go. All right, let's see. 12 big. And shout out to Stephen Diaz. Says, bing bong, there's no second best BTC. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. And let's go. Bitcoin to the MF and moon. Nikki94 Boo says, my bag might be done for. And seeing how I am a grok mang. Why do I feel like I'm always reading like code words? He said, Nikki94 Boo says, I don't think I can go back to that. So I need to go. I need to get even more alpha and education in trading. Frankie is always helping me with that. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. as always, we are here to help you. And hopefully, every day with this free alpha. Absolutely, Nikki. And we're going to continue to do it for you. Shout out to Death Burka. Death Burka, I apologize, brother. I think I missed one of your super chats either yesterday or another stream. I apologize, brother. Sometimes the streams get crazy. And I pulled up these super chats after the stream, and I was like, how did I miss this Death Burka super chat? But thank you for that, brother. I think it was 2 streams ago or maybe yesterday. I really do appreciate you, man. But let's continue on and take a look here. Shout out to Death Burka. I actually think that the super chat was you were asking if Dogecoin can hit an all-time high. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be making this up. But I think you asked if Dogecoin can make an all-time high because of the increasing supply. We just shot a Dogecoin video that does slightly dive into that and may give some insight into that. So shout out to Death Burka. Very good question, bro. That's a very good question. So keep a lookout for that Dogecoin video. Death Burka says, is there a way to find market cap and coin supply on the same chart? I don't know, Death Burka. I don't know. On the same chart. I'm not 100% sure. Anybody in the Mafia? Can anyone in the Mafia help out Death Burka? I don't know. I can't answer the question. All right. Yes, Gary, we will be taking a look at Jasmine in a second. Jasmine primed to pump. We'll take a look right after GRT. We'll take a look at Jasmine, AVAX, and Link. Taking a look at GRT here, guys. Nice little, not really a trigger wave because there's no anchor wave to accompany it. But we do have this nice green dot, nice tight wave, tight momentum wave here. Money flow coming up locally on the 4-hour. Obvious nice big move there. Take a look at the daily. Red dot is confirmed, but GRT don't care. Just yeeting to the upside here. Living its best life. Take a look at the weekly. We got that green dot confirmed. And I will actually, what we will do for this is we will pull up the VPVR, right? Because why are we yeeting through this? Why are we yeeting through this level so quickly? Well, simply put, guys, in my opinion, it is simply based off this little low volume gap, right? If you wind up just circling these low volume gaps, do not roast me for drawing inappropriate pictures. I am just trying to explain something to the Mafia. And if you circle these low volume gaps, your next high volume node or next spike in volume is at about 35 cents. And basically, the breakout of this range was the signal to look for the quick move up. Because where is your volume, guys? Let me turn the value area high, value area low POC off, right? We have this little range here where all of our volume's been traded, and then once you break above it, there is no volume above, right? Where is that next key level? I mean, it's not even really that strong of or a big of a high volume node. It's kind of a small volume node, but you get this little spike here. This is probably going to be where you get snagged up on next. And if we could find confluence with maybe some Fibonacci levels, and you can see, right? You cannot make this up, guys. You cannot make this up. Where's your, there you go, right there, bada boom. This is your next key level of resistance, right? You have the high volume node, whoops. It is confluent with your 786 golden pocket retracement, and this low volume gap may make it a smooth ride because as you guys know, when you see these quick moves down, if you do not have the VPVR or the fixed range volume profile, you cannot see where your low volume gaps are. Oftentimes, when you have big, imbalance, right? When you just get a big move to the downside, this typically is where those gaps either are or this is typically what creates the gaps. So when you get these quick moves down, oftentimes once you break above that level, right, you are going to get a similar reaction in the opposite direction, right? So this gap, just think about this, right? Like if you were under this high volume node and you shot to the upside, boom, you have this giant wall in front of you that you have to try to get above, right? But in this case, you have nothing holding you back here. That's why when you broke out and flipped this high volume node to support, you just shot right up like that. These are very, very useful in trading to understand where these are. But just a low liquidity level is essentially what it is. So with that being said, your next key level is going to be up here. 36, between 36 cents and about 44 cents. So there you go. And actually, I will pull up, let me see if, yeah, so you do have a weekly MPOC right about here. And then let's check the monthly as well. Oh, wow. I think it is dumping right now outside. I think it is pouring. I can hear it. But you also have this is a saucy level. Shout out to 12 Big. I believe you're the one that asked for this. Shout out to Dave Digital. I will answer your question in a second, brother. But yeah, this is a month. Yeah, okay. This is a big level, right? Not only do you have your 786 golden pocket retracement, right? That is a significant level. You also have a monthly naked point of control and a weekly naked point of control sitting right in between. So this is definitely going to be a big level of resistance once you get up there, right? And it's also accompanied by that little spike in volume. So that is what I would be looking at on GRT. And other than that, looking very similar to everything else. Fresh 4-hour green dot printing. Daily red dot has just been confirmed. Again, very, very similar. Not to Bitcoin. Ethereum probably has the confirmed. Ethereum has the red dot. Bitcoin does not have the fresh red dot. This is confirmed a few days ago. But real quick check-in on Bitcoin. And there we go, guys. Getting above that POC, baby. Let's go. Let me just check my scalp real quick. Before, and I do just want to get back to GRT. Okay, beautiful. Boom, baby. Let's go. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking at on GRT. Other than that, looking very similar to everything else, right? 5-day, 6-day, and weekly. Green dots confirmed. Money flow coming up. Looking very similar to the other alts. These are the key levels I would look at. Support, if you get a breakdown here, I would be looking at this value area high at 16 cents. So this is what I would look at, right? This is your context, right? What I aim to do with these volume profiles, guys, is kind of clear up the confusion for you guys, right? Because we could spend all day finding a million different levels in between these two levels, but these are the key significant levels in the long term, right? So you could bet your bottom dollar when you come up here, if you have bearish confirmations on the higher time frames, it is likely you're going to get a cool off from that level. If you get a dump, this is your key level. Why? Because as you break out of a range, oftentimes price does like to come back, retest that value area high, or even sometimes the POC of the range. In this specific scenario, I would look for a test of the value area high, but a lot of times it will come test that value area high as support before getting the bigger move to the upside. And then the reason this is such a key level is because it gives you the context, right? If you do not get the bounce, you could look for a breakdown below and then flip that level to resistance, and then this would let you know, hey, likely you're going to get lower prices incoming because once you're accepted into this range, the next likely place for price to go is theoretically going to be that point of control because that's what acts as a magnet for price, being that this is the area where the most volume was transacted, making it that high volume node, making it that magnet. And if you guys remember about magnets, when we looked at VeChain recently, we have these magnets up here. Why? Because we know that value area high, this volume-derived level, is likely to act as a magnet just like the POC was. And what happened to that POC? It simply acted as a magnet and sucked price right up to it, right? And what happened when we got there? Instant respect. Not instant, right? We broke it a little bit, but we did get respect there. Come up to a lower time frame. It's kind of a sidetrack, but it kind of hammers home the point, right? POC, you lose it, you come back down to the low, right? So there you go. And we're actually starting to lose this range just a little bit. Very similar, right? If you've been watching this channel for a long time, very similar to what we had happen on ETH on the first approach of that previous value area. We came up into it, and then we got the correction. We consolidated, and then we wound up attacking it again, and then we filled the rest of the range. Very similar setups on a lot of these altcoins, guys. So let's continue on here. Shout out to Subu. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome to the Wise Guys. Thank you for getting that membership. I do appreciate you, brother. But let's continue on here. That's what I'd be looking at on GRT. Feel free to screenshot. I mean, I can't stop you, so I don't know why I say feel free. But not that I would stop you even if I could. Yo, shout out to Mike. Yo, Mike, shout out to you, bro. And I'm not just shouting you out randomly. Because he says the coin perspective, I'm not affiliated. Neither am I. But he said he's not affiliated, but I'm also not affiliated. Is a great tool for market cap coin supply analysis. Shout out to Mike. I couldn't agree with you more. The coin perspective is one of the most underrated tools in crypto. I've done videos on this, and every time someone tells me that XRP could go to $10,000, I say, please go to thecoinperspective.com, do some market cap research, and figure out how big that market cap's got to be for XRP to get to 10K, and you will simply, you will very quickly realize how unrealistic that price prediction is. I am not in that camp. Would I love XRP to go to 10K? Absolutely. I probably want it to go to 10K more than anybody else, but that is just simply not going to happen in my opinion. And I am not someone who comes up here and says something is definitely not going to happen. That's very likely not going to happen. I don't want to say never, but like there's not enough money in the world to make that happen if you do the coin perspective research. So shout out to Mike, because I appreciate that super chat and the fact that you brought that up, because I couldn't agree with you more, bro. The coin perspective, guys, go look it up. I'll pull it up right now real quick. This is literally one of the most slept on crypto research tools, right? So you can literally compare, like, okay, so you say if Cardano had Bitcoin's market cap of $1 trillion, 1 ADA would be worth $29, an upside of 47x, right? So if you hear somebody say, hey, buy Cardano, it's going to go to $29, you would want to come here and see, like, well, hey, if Cardano was at $29, what would the market cap have to be? Well, it'd have to be $1 trillion. And then you could try to figure out the realistic probability of that actually happening, right? What are the chances of ADA getting to a $1 trillion market cap? Well, Bitcoin would have to be at a much, much, much higher market cap for that to happen, in my opinion. But, you know, you always hear these people say, right? Like, we'll do it with XRP, right? Because this is a big thing that people talk about a lot. XRP. We think XRP, I don't think this, right? But people say, oh, XRP is going to 10K. I don't know where they get these numbers from. And again, I am the first person to say maybe there's something I'm missing. But if you want XRP to go to $10,000, you have to at least understand that if XRP had a market cap of $545.6 trillion, right, that would be a $10,000 XRP. You would need a $545 trillion market cap, right? Now, this is why I say it's impossible. And again, like maybe if something crazy would have to happen or change, or like I don't know, like something would have to change. But Bitcoin's market cap is $1 trillion. Like, do you think XRP is really going to hit $546 trillion? Very unlikely, right? So there you go. It would be an 18,203x. So this is just a quick little breakdown of how this works, guys. I highly recommend you go check this out. Shout out to Mike for bringing it up. I appreciate you, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snuff. Said it's off script Frank at the helm here. That's not what he said. He said it's Frank off script candles at the helm here. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. But yeah, I probably just saved a lot of people from buying into crazy baseless price predictions, right? And I love this because it's a defense against creators who don't have their audience's best interest at heart, right? So if you're watching people who are telling these coins are going to go to crazy valuations, you can come do your own research and figure out the realistic possibility of it. And it's probably going to save a lot of people a lot of money. So there you go, Mafia. Let's get it. Shout out to Creighton C. Said, yo, Frankie, help others. Smash the like. Hit the sub. I read that wrong. He said, yo, help Frankie help others. Smash the like, hit the sub, get him out there. He does it for free and gives back to the community every week. 822 watching, 400 likes. Come on, Mafia, show that love. Smash that like button, guys. 550. We're giving away free hats. So smash that like button if you want some free hats. And we're also going to be giving away free crypto as well as we do every single week. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Taking a look. We looked at GRT. Let's take a look at Jasmy. Bada boom. Let's see. Shout out to Crane C, bro. Thank you so much for the super chats, bro. You are literally the man. Let's see. All right. Free hats. Shout out to Theo Rodriguez. Let's get it. Anna Maria in the chat. But let's check out Jasmy, guys. Taking a look at the 4-hour. Oh, a little bit of a different story on Jasmy. Obviously, it's gone absolutely parabolic. And I would argue, yeah, daily red dot about to print. Now, I will be the first person to tell you guys, be careful trying to fade these altcoins. Because when they rip, they want to rip, right? Yeah. Shout out to Dave Digital. But you know, as we get this big push to the upside, understand, like, it is somewhat enticing for me. I'm going to come back to chat in a second. But VWAP rolling to the downside, 16-hour red dot printing. Now, with that 16-hour red dot, we can look at the 1-hour money flow, which is pretty thick right now. Now, if this money flow was, like, about to cross over into the red, that would be a much more bearish sign, in my opinion. But this money flow is thick boy. That is a thick boy. But That's what they say in the industry. And we even also have a little bit of a bearish divergence, right? Like this isn't even like higher highs. This is just like straight line up with lower highs on your momentum waves slightly. But again, I'd be very cautious with this because look at this money flow over time, consistently trending to the upside. Bing bong. So with money flow thick like this, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to fade this 4-hour bear div aggressively. So I would be careful. For that reason, I would sit out of shorts for the time being, at least. Take a look at the 2-hour. Yeah, like 2 hours, you have momentum coming out, but your money flow is super, super thick. But let me go ahead and grab some of these key levels. We got this one right here. We got this one right here. And bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. These are okay. And then we will go on over to the weekly. And I will just go ahead and... Weekly MPOC. Bada boom. Okay. And let me grab the dailies real quick. Or the monthlies. Okay. So now we have a little bit of context here. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on. All right. So as we look here, your next key level to the upside, pulling up the VPVR and coming up to the daily. Look at your volume, right? Come on. There we go. Right? So we are above all significant volume. We've hit our head here on this shelf of volume, which lines up with these lows here. Once you break above this level, I would look for a grind up to about 0.025171 cents. I know that's a mouthful, but you do have a monthly naked point of control up there as well. So I'll give you this. These are the key levels. If we break down, right, if you do get a big correction here, right, because this is a shelf of volume, right? If you get a rejection off of this, that red dot on the daily prints, and you get a big correction, right, this would be a correction of from where we are right now. This would be a correction of about 28%. I don't know if you're going to get it, but if you did, this level's very saucy. It's a daily and weekly naked point of control, such a saucy level that I would even be willing to make it gold. A shout out to Golden. That is the golden level. But if we do come down there, this would be a strong level to watch. And then if you break that, you do have a daily naked point of control sitting just underneath, not just underneath, but a bit lower at 0.009. And if we pull let me come up to a higher time frame. If we pull these fibs, yeah, this thing has just been absolutely screaming to the upside. But yeah, you do have some confluence here as well. So yeah, I would be looking at this 11-cent area for support if you get a big breakdown. 786 below it at about 0.009 is going to be your next key level to the downside. Other than that, guys, I would this is a no trade for me, right? Like I am not looking to trade this. This is a wonked out mess. I'd like to wait for an area of consolidation like this to get context using the volume profile and then find my entries like that, right? It's much better to have the context of a range like this to find longs and shorts and then hope for the breakout or breakdown. But like when you have price moving like this, there's really no trade to be taken unless you have strong divergences, etc. with low time frame entry signals. That's where you could look for a trade. But right now, I would not be looking to trade this. But these are indeed the key levels to the upside and the downside, right? 0.025171, monthly naked point of control on the super upper end, and then support what we just went over right here. So there you go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Dave says, y'all stop. You're going to ruin my bad reputation. Shout out to Dave Digital. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Shout out to Creighton C says, people will say, CandleMafia, what's that? And you'll say, it's not a cult. Well, sort of, kind of. Okay, it's a cult. We worship a goat. Oh, my God. Shout out to Creighton. You're actually, that's interesting. Who holds a candle and he makes it rain money. Sacrifices are optional. Shout out to Creighton C. Shout out to the CandleMafia. We're not a cult, guys. We're not a cult. I swear. But anyway, we're just, a group of people that really like to help other people make money trading Bitcoin. That's all. Not a cult. Right? Right? I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Candle to the moon. Shout out to Harry Potter. But let's continue on. That's Jasmine. Let's take a look at AVAX and Link quick look at AVAX here. What are we looking at here? Let's see. This is this a recent chart? Nah, this is probably, yeah, this is the chart we want to look at. Okay, so let's extend our volume profile. Simply put here, guys, like last time we looked at AVAX, right, or at least on this chart, we were probably looking at a move to the value area high, looking for a resistance at this golden pocket, 786, right, this purple zone. And what happened? We came up into that golden pocket, value area high, rejected the value area high, came back in, lost the POC. Next key level to the downside, simply put, going to be right here, 34.98. Wouldn't necessarily call it a golden level. These are saved for only the worthy. But, yeah, if we keep coming down, I would be looking at this value area low as our next key level of support. And let's go ahead and pull some fibs here and see if we can get any significant confluence. I would look at this, right? You're bouncing off that golden pocket. This is very similar to what we were looking at on something. I don't remember what it was. We look at way too many things for me to keep track of this quickly. But yeah, bouncing off the golden pocket. If you break that golden pocket, 786 value area low would be the next area I'd be interested in a potential long position. Shout out to Dave, says pull your fib. Just make sure you don't do it in public, guys. But as we break down here, yeah, I would look next key level of support right down here. See if we can get any significant confluence here with any. I will extend this, and I will take this. This is a weekly level. This is very important. Bada boom, right there. Okay. We have any monthly levels? No. Bear with me, guys, while I find these levels. So, yeah. Okay. So, this is what I would look for. Simply looking in context of that volume profile. If we lose the low, I would just trade the range, guys. Trade in the range. If we lose the lows, probably going to be pretty dangerous, right? If we lose these lows, bada boom. Yeah, we lose this. Somewhat of a low volume gap down to this level here at $26. But yeah, I don't want to give too many levels here. I would just look at this volume profile, right? It's worked on the way up. We got the rejection where we were looking. Now we're coming down to low. See if we can get the bounce where we're looking for it. Now, in the long term, zooming out, if you're looking for way higher prices for AVAX, your key level is up here at the value area low or doorway to higher prices at $53. But we're pretty far away from there, so I won't even touch on that too much. Take a look at the weekly. Yeah, red dot printing. No divergence, which is nice, but that weekly red dot is likely going to give you a little bit more downside. And I would also watch this zone of support if you get a bigger breakdown, right? So if you wind up losing this range low and getting stuck underneath it, could be a quick move down here to the value area high, also in confluence with these fib levels. So that is what I'd be looking at on AVAX. Probably going to see a little bit more downside here. Locally, though, green dot, yeah, I would be cautious. That weekly red dot is likely going to give you a little bit more downside. So those are your key levels of support. All right, let's see. Shout out to Tyler Durden, says Wix White 589 or Fine 89. In Project Mayhem, we have no name. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Let's go. Hey, shout out to Golden, said, yo, Frankie, reminder to get Tony D the thing tonight so we could do the thing later. Please and thank you. Shout out to Golden. I will actually do that right after the stream. I know exactly what thing you're talking about doing to do the thing that we're going to do with the thing. The cool thing. Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Golden. I appreciate you so much, bro. Dropping those super chats, dropping those memberships. The absolute man. But guys, next up is going to be Link. And now, I will be honest, not too much has changed here on Link, right? Well, here we are, right? Yesterday, I believe we looked at Link, or maybe it was on Monday. We looked at Link, and we did have these very, very interesting levels, which were right here. Daily and weekly naked point of control. We also had a time point of control sitting here as well. We got the bigger breakdown out of the range, and we seeped down right into this key level of support. Now, let me see. 6 hour. Are we getting an 8 hour green dot? Ooh, baby. So, in my opinion, guys, money flow is pointing to the downside, right? Crossover into the red, or just now crossing over into the red. Sure, could we continue up a little bit here? based off the green dot on the 8 hour here, potentially once it prints. But money flow would be pointing towards a continued trend to the downside, in which case, if that takes place, we have to be ready for anything. Doorway to higher prices down here with this daily naked point of control. There is a reason why we have 2 key levels here, right? Level number 1 is the one that we're reacting off of right now. Could have caught a nice little scalp on that level, but, and this is likely probably going to play out a little bit more, in my opinion, right? No guarantees, but the reason we have the second level down here is because if that money flow crosses into the red, and we do indeed get that continued trend to the downside, saucy level here, value area low, / daily naked point of control between 1695 and 1678. This is what I'd be looking at next. And then I won't even talk about the lower levels just because, once we get down here, we could potentially be looking for new longs. But those are the key levels we're looking at. 8 hour money flow actually looking pretty bearish, to be honest. 4 hour money flow is already broken down. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily VWAP kind of rolling back to the upside, which would be somewhat decent. But your 5-day, your 6-day, yeah. Here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a bigger cool-off here, right? Not impossible to see this value area low, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm not necessarily calling for the level, but I would be careful here because you do have a pretty nasty bearish divergence here on the 5-day, on the 6-day about to print, right? Once that red dot prints, you will have that bearish divergence, and that could easily bring you back down to the value area low. Now, why does this not alarm me? Well, the reason is because we've gotten some very, very bullish developments, right? We've broken past that value area low, accepting us into this giant range, potentially winding up, which could wind up bringing us all the way up to the POC here at $26 and potentially the value area high at $31. Now, the reason I'm not freaked out is because we broke right through this level, but we have not tested it as support, right? We have not tested that value area low as support on the higher time frames. So, I don't even know if we properly tested it on the lower time frames. We probably did like right there, like on the super micro time frames. Yeah, you get up, flip it to support. But we may want to come down and test this again for support. So that weekly bear div, wouldn't be uncommon to get a 5-day bearish divergence, a 15% dump to the downside off a 5-day bear div, 6-day bear div, and even weekly bear div if you wind up getting it. Wouldn't be uncalled for. And to be honest, it wouldn't even make me flip bearish in the long term, right? I would just simply look at it as an opportunity to potentially buy the dip on this higher low before continuing up to these higher targets inside of our range, right? So plan remains the same, but I would look for a potential bigger pullback in the medium term based off those higher daily and weekly time frames. So, guys, with all that being said, we got 450 likes. Smash that like button. We only need 100 more to give away these 5 Frankie Candles hats. Kind of crazy to think. We've been trying to give away these 5 Frankie Candles hats for like 3 weeks, and we cannot get that 550. But I'm not going to lie. We do have a little bit of an inventory issue with the hats right now based off of a mishap that we had with some company. So if we don't hit 550 likes, at least it might. Yeah, we want to give too many hats away because we might have to wait to ship them because there's a huge. Yeah, we lost like 150 hats of inventory. That was not our fault at all. So we got to work to fix that. But anyway, let's see. I'd rather have tracksuits like Russian gangsters. Shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend. Let's go. Let's see. Matching candle cult onesies. No way. Let's see. Show ETH onesies. Let's go. And yeah, shout out to, Brad Guidell. Let's go. Shout out to Brad Guidell. How you doing, brother? Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you for being here. Let's see. Check out XRP. All right, I'll check out XRP really, really quickly. We looked at it earlier today. XRP is not doing anything, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just not really exciting, right? So I am not, this is going to be quick and dirty on XRP. I am not excited about XRP for a big move down or a big move up until we lose this level, right? Because right now we're getting stuck under this value area high again, right? So if we get stuck here, we could potentially see the POC again. But we've basically just been seeing that constantly, right? We tap the POC, back above, back into the POC, back to the high, bing bong, back up here. Now we're breaking back down below. This is basically just a boring, this is like some of the most boring price action I've ever seen. But And maybe not. That's exaggeration. That's an exaggeration. It's not the most boring price action I've ever seen. But as far as what we want XRP to do, I'm not getting excited until we break that 63-cent value area low, or we break this POC at about 50 cents, because once you hold that value area low as support, that's where a big move up could happen. That opens the door to a potential big move up. And, you know, even if we get stuck under here, probably go to the POC. But we've seen this level. We've been at this level. It's not that scary. So if we break down below the POC, that's where we could see a bigger move down to the 44-cent level, which would be a little bit more like, oh my God, like I can't believe XRP's in the 40s. But that's what I would be looking at. Other than that, like this thing just does not want to move. It's just kind of bing-bonging around, chilling, while the rest of the market is flying. And I am an XRP holder, so I can imagine how frustrated everybody is, because I am frustrated with this thing not moving, especially when you have all these other altcoins making gigantic moves, and XRP is just a sitting duck. So, again, I'm not bearish on XRP, but I do, like, I see online a lot of the times, I do think, now, there is nobody that wants XRP to explode more than I do. However, yo, shout out to Golden, said, how much XRP do I need to buy to break 63 cents? Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Golden was the one that created this Lambo candle. But shout out to Golden. He probably could move it. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, this is, if he put half of the amount that he puts into the memberships into XRP, he could probably rip it up to $1. Shout out to Golden. But, yeah, I don't know, Golden. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure it out and see if we can push this thing over 63 cents. When XRP breaks 63 cents, Golden, I will put the golden emoji on the thumbnail. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you for the super chat, brother. But guys, with all that being said, I think that is all the time we got for today's live stream. I appreciate everybody for sticking around till the end of the stream. Scalp long, still playing out. You guys now have the key levels on Bitcoin as well as all the altcoins. We are fighting to stay above that POC right now on Bitcoin. If we can hold that level, we could potentially look up to the golden pocket at 52.1, as well as the value area high 786 at about 52.5. Or about 52,500. But remember, that money flow coming out on the 4-hour does have me a little worried there, guys, for a potential continued breakdown. But you guys have all the key levels to look at for your next long and short positions. Shout out to Tony D, said, we can use coin perspective to find out. Yo, shout out to Tony D. Not wrong. He's not wrong. But yeah, guys, I got to get on the coin perspective real quick. Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Tony D. Shout out to Dark Crash. Chuck LeMaine. Dave Digital, Dave P, Dave Green, a lot of Daves today. Wayne C, Wick 589, Nikki 94, Boo, Creighton C, Crimson's Girlfriend, Crimson Caravan Company, Multi-Sig Dummy, Harry Potter, everybody in here right now. Shout out to you all. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in and sticking around till the end. I don't just say that because I'm on camera. I genuinely enjoy doing this every day, and you guys make it possible. So I am forever indebted to you. And one day, maybe I will get a chair that doesn't make me sink down every 5 minutes. And with all that being said, Mafia, I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem, man. Perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo! Watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead. Watch out, set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare, I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
Yeah. All right. You're gonna do it now? Okay. You really think you can move it? All right. All right. I mean, I see it. It's knocking on the door, dude. Yeah. Go ahead. Put another order through. See if we can crack it. Oh. Come on, Golden. Come on, Golden. Come on, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Golden. Come on, baby. Let's go. There we go. Golden pumping XRP, everybody. Let's go. I'm just kidding, guys. That's bar replay mode, obviously. And shout out to Dave Digital. Said, go ahead, Frankie. Cut us off. It'll hurt. I saw you, Dave. He was upset we didn't do a Frankie fake out this morning. But, Dave, that's not the Frankie fake out stream. This is the Frankie fake out stream. This one's for you, Dave. Shout out to you, bro. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go.
We hit 500 likes. Shout out to Golden and shout out to Dave Digital. See you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.